Bare minimum parenting. See, I think y'all thought I was playing when I said that the literacy crisis here in America is out of control. And this is going to be a perfect illustration as to why that problem exists. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. You can support uncensored conversations via Cash App or buying your girl a coffee.
So Koi got home today, and her report cards, these report cards are weird. I've never seen report cards like this before, but her handwriting score, all of them were 1 1 1 1 1. So on this list, it says here, 1, yeah, 1, not meeting standards at this time. 2, standards partially met, needs more time. 3, meets standards satisfactorily. Okay. So handwriting skills, print legibly using proper pencil grip, a 1. Okay.
I'm gonna understand why I'm using a pencil grip.
I mean, you holding it how you supposed to hold it. I don't understand how is that a 1. Okay. First name, a 1. Last name, a 1. Uppercase letters, lowercase letters. Okay, I understand she might get them mixed up. You see she only missed 3 right here for the uppercase letters, and she missed 5 for the lowercase letters. I mean, you know, they'll get it mixed up, but she know her ABCs. So I'm just trying to figure out, how did she score a 1, and she knows how to write her first and last name. She know how to spell her first and last name. It might not be the perfect handwriting, because my handwriting was horrible too. So I'm trying to figure out, like, what's really going on in this school. Like, I'm really about to change schools again. Coosa, I don't care what they say about Coosa County. She loved that school.
Why is it that every time I click on a video that has a black person in it, we have to hear the damn smoke alarm? Y'all really not beating those charges. It has to be mental illness that you're not hearing that damn beep in the background. And what's crazy is she's posted several videos, and I am sure she's seen a comment talking about that damn smoke detector. At no point in time did it ever occur to her to go ahead and change them batteries. So I'm sorry, but throughout these different clips, you're gonna hear that ceiling bird, and we just gotta kind of bear through it to get to the meat and potatoes of this story. The sad part about all of this is that this mother cares more about the appearance rather than her child's ability. You and I both have eyes, and so does she. So we can see that the poor baby is struggling. It's very clear. It's clear as day. She earned them ones. But for some reason, this mother, she just had to make sure that her daughter had a 2. This is a 2. It has to be a 2. Even though we can clearly see that she is behind. Even to the mother's admission, she knows that her daughter is getting her letters all mixed up, whether it's uppercase or lowercase. But now she's saying she doesn't understand why the scores are so low. She wants to change schools because the teacher's pointing out areas where her daughter can improve. This is the problem. These parents don't actually care about the ability of their child. They just don't like somebody correcting their child. That's the problem. If she truly cared about her child's ability, her skill, then she would take that 1, accept that grade, and see where she can improve with her daughter, rather than getting online, complaining to us about how the teacher is doing this and the teacher is doing that. But y'all, it gets worse.
I really appreciate a lot of the positive feedback. I've actually started getting some of that now. But for all you ignorant ass people, I'm looking over you. I really don't care. Y'all don't even understand, like, the level of don't care that I'm at. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care how you feel. I don't care what you're talking about. Like, none of that shit even matters to me. Yeah, I really think I be playing when I say that. None of that shit matters. You just running it up, basically. Thanks for the views. Thank you. Koi is doing better, though. And that's all that really matters. And I get to go live in like an hour. I can't wait.
The funny part is she's getting on here telling us how she don't care this and she don't care that. Sis, we can already tell you don't care. Based on the previous video, we already knew you don't care. Because if you cared, you would be more focused on your daughter's handwriting rather than she needs to have a 2. This is a 2. Da, 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 da. If you cared, when the teacher gives feedback about your daughter's ability, you wouldn't be worried about chin checking the teacher. You would be worried about guiding your daughter. See, here's the thing. You guys will see the videos and it shows that she's working with her, which I'm glad that she's doing something. But the problem at hand is that the standards are in hell. That is the overall problem. Her standards for her daughter are so below par that because her daughter is meeting her below standards, which aren't the standards of the general public, that creates a problem between her and the school. So while she sees her daughter's handwriting as a 2, the rest of us see it as a 1. And she can't reconcile it, that her standards are just low. And so when you have mothers that have low standards for their children, and then they want to chin check you to adopt their low ass standards, that is going to be a problem. And until she gets that fixed within her own mind, she will always have her daughter at a deficit. And that's why it's a problem. So she can sit there with her daughter and work with her as much as she wants. But if her standards are still all the way in hell, it's not really going to do as much because the standards need to be higher.
Okay, so yesterday, y'all know that Koi got her report card and I wrote the teacher a letter. Don't talk about my handwriting. I graduated high school and I did some college. So anyways, so I asked for a conference and I asked for a change of classroom because I just feel like she's nitpicking with my daughter. It's been multiple occasions with her getting in trouble in the classroom for like the smallest things. The stuff is like really retarded to me. I mean, like they're in kindergarten, they're still kids. Like you don't have to report everything back. Like, oh, she dropped the pencil off her desk. Now I'm gonna send her to the office. Like it'd be stuff like that. Like it's really just nonsense. So I requested a conference and she wrote back and said that I can come tomorrow. And she also got in trouble today in school. It says Koya had to sit with another teacher 2 times for not following directions. Okay. So, I mean, I sent the letter today and now all of a sudden she got in trouble. I mean, I really feel like it's like a little nitpicking going on with this teacher. So I'm definitely going to the school tomorrow to see what's really going on. She's over there doing her name again. She's doing the lowercase letters. Let me see if you do it a little bit better.
Like the A.
Okay, that's a little bit better. But that Y has to come down some, okay? You see how mommy did those Y's right there? Okay. See, you did good with the A's. They need to get better, though. But you're doing pretty good, mama.
Nothing says I'm smart like you giving us the middle finger. Looking at that letter that the mom wrote to the school, first of all, it's atrocious. Not just the handwriting. Look, I can get past some chicken scratch, but it's the fact that the spelling was jacked up, the grammar was jacked up, the letter was a hot damn mess. And she's getting on here and telling us how educated she is, how she graduated from high school and did some college. If anything, sis, you are indicative of the very problem that you're having with your own daughter. You want to push her through with the 2, even though she's at a 1. Graduated, even though you should have been held back. That's the problem. We keep shuffling these kids all throughout their schooling and not actually correcting their deficits, not actually getting them up to par. So that is why all of this is a problem. Over here telling us how smart you are. We see that letter. We see the videos. So it's not just the letter. She's going to claim she wrote it so fast and this, that, and the third, every excuse in the book. But it's not just the letter. It's the videos as well. The videos match the letter, sis. It'd be different if someone got on here and they were very articulate and they used college level vocabulary and all of that while they were speaking. And then the letter was just, let me just rush and do this. That would have been different. But no, you sound exactly like that letter looks. The mom is a functioning illiterate. It won't be a surprise if her daughter ends up being a functioning illiterate as well. And that's the sad part. The kids will be at a deficit. They'll just keep pushing them along. Okay, well, you're at a deficit. Let's just push you to 1st grade. Let's just push you to 2nd grade. Let's just push you to 3rd grade. And the next thing you know, they're 8th graders reading at a 1st grade, 2nd grade level because they never actually corrected the problem. And see, I don't trust this mom's perception of things. Like, just watching these videos, I don't know if I trust her perception of things. She's saying that the teacher is calling her for little itty bitty things. Oh, she's not really doing anything. Your judgment is shot. So the teacher probably has a very good reason for calling you, a very good reason for pointing out your child's behavior. But because you minimize it, because you dismiss it, that problem will always persist. And then you're going to keep getting upset with the teacher for calling you, but you never do any corrective discipline at home. And then you want to write it off as, well, the teacher, she's just nitpicking at my daughter. She's just nitpicking. Oh, she's just nitpicking at her handwriting. Even though we can visually see that your daughter is behind, but the teacher's nitpicking. These people cannot stand any accountability. They cannot stand any criticism. So they see criticism, which is supposed to be there to make you better. They see that as nitpicking. And that's the reason why a lot of folks that are like this are stagnant and will never grow. The mom saying how she doesn't like the teacher calling her over the behaviors, but then admits that the teacher has been reporting this subpar behavior for quite some time, but then in the same breath wants to insinuate that the teacher is only picking at her daughter because she sent a letter to the school. Make it make sense. If you've already told us that you have a history of this teacher telling you about your daughter's behavior, then that means that this is nothing new. It's not like your child had perfect behavior, you send a letter, and then all of a sudden they're getting in trouble. Like, no, that's not the situation you described. You described it as your daughter is constantly getting in trouble. You sent a letter because you were mad about her grade, and now she's, I guess, still getting in trouble. Well, I mean, if you're not correcting the behavior at home, if you're not disciplining your daughter, well, duh. Yeah, the teacher's gonna end up calling you again and again and again and again. See, I don't understand these parents that will get calls from the school and then be mad that the school is calling, but won't do anything to correct the behavior so that the school stops calling. And that type of behavior is going to continue to get worse and worse and worse. And the next thing you know, in a few years, when that little girl is a teenager, she's gonna be getting online, cutting her hair off, trying to embarrass her online, saying, I told you to do this, I told you to do that. But you didn't do all the nurturing when she was a baby. You didn't do all the nurturing when she was younger, so that she had good values, a good head on her shoulders. So when she gets older and she's acting a damn fool, acting like you, then you'll want to be mad. Then you want to act like you just magically have standards now. I really, really hope that there is some type of intervention for this baby, because if not, she's going to end up just like her mom, functioning illiterate. And I'm questioning the functioning part.
So I went to Koya school today and I talked with the principal, her teacher, and the counselor. And we were all trying to get on one accord on why Koya scored all ones on the writing, the handwriting part of the rubric. And me and the principal basically were on the same page, like on her essays and the stuff that she brought. She showed me that Koya do in school, and her tests, she all for her handwriting, they all were twos. So we were trying to figure out why did she put all ones on her report card. That don't make any sense. And y'all can see that in the last video I just posted, the principal was on my side and she agreed to change her grade to what it's supposed to be. And she got all twos now because she's progressing. She needs practice, but she is doing everything correctly. So for all you fucking haters, fuck you, bitch. And I'm not fucking slow because of that fucking letter. I wrote it fast because I didn't have any time. I didn't have time to write it, type it, whatever. I was ready to go to the school and get the meeting and all that over with. So stop fucking playing on my top. Don't play on Koya's top. And we got those grades changed. Thank you.
And see, this is the problem. The schools keep appeasing these bum-ass parents. So the parents will come up to the school, make a bunch of complaints, and then they'll just give the parents whatever it is that they want. The fact of the matter is, a lot of these schools, they don't want to deal with these ratchet-ass moms coming up to the school, just talking crazy to them. They don't want to deal with it. So they'll just change the grade, just keep pushing the kid along. Because at the end of the day, a lot of these schools, they don't even have a complete vested interest in these kids. You know, the moment they get pushed back from the parents, they just give up because I mean, what's the point? If the parent isn't going to reinforce any of the skills, any of the education that they're getting at the school, and they're just going to come up to the school and argue with you, cause a scene, then it's like, I'd rather just save myself the stress. And she's so lacking in self-awareness that she can't even see that this is what's happened. We all looked at that piece of paper where that baby wrote her name, and it was a 1. It was clear as day. There was no spacing in between the first and the last. We know that when you're writing your name, the first letter is always capital and the rest are lowercase, and the baby couldn't do it. The capitalization, the lowercase, all of that was messed up. She, in her mind, because her standards are all the way in hell, sees it as a 2. She's not self-aware enough to realize that the school is appeasing her. So she's getting on here and telling us that we're crazy for saying that her daughter deserved that 1. Sad part about it is she called everyone that was talking about this, everyone that was concerned about her baby's education, she called them haters. And this is why I'm getting so annoyed with that term. Anytime you criticize anything, anytime you show concern about anything, you're a hater. You're a hater. It's a cop-out. We're haters because we're concerned about your daughter's well-being, because we're concerned about her education, because we want her to succeed. And what's crazy is she keeps saying, I ain't slow, and trying to convince us of her intelligence. But she keeps posting videos, and they just keep making her situation worse and worse and worse. Like I said, no self-awareness. And the fact that she can't put 2 and 2 together to get 4, that the grades changed, but her baby's skill level did not, she doesn't realize that that's not a flex. It's not a flex that you chin check them into raising the grade where your baby is still subpar. That report card, it means nothing if you just throw bullshit on there and the baby still can't write. But Miseducated doesn't see that.
I've seen like 50 videos made about me and my child. Like, nothing about this is skip. I'm 100% serious about this, and I care about my child schooling. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But for y'all to keep, like, dogging me on the letter, like, this shit is ridiculous. I know that I wrote the letter wrong. Like, damn, my bad. Like, I'm not slow. Like, I really can write a correct letter. I can use correct grammar. Like I said, like, I haven't been in school. I haven't had to write a note or a letter in years. Like, I don't have a job that requires me to do any of that type of stuff. So, my bad. LaCoya is getting better at her handwriting. I posted it in the last couple videos that that's on here, and we have been working on a lot of things. So we're looking for positive feedback, no more negative stuff, because all the negative shit is, like, it's ridiculous. Seriously. And, like, yeah, like I said, it's been like 50 different videos I've ran across. Even them cropping our faces out. Me in the AI video, like, that's not even me. Like, that's the AI video, but I've seen that circulate around here too. So, like, y'all just, this shit is getting ridiculous.
She's trying to convince us that she cares so much about her daughter's education, but she fought the correction. People were telling her, hey, this is a problem, that's a problem. The teacher was telling her this is a problem, and it's just completely over her head because she does not care. And even with herself, people were correcting her on that atrocious letter that she wrote. And she's like, y'all just hating on me. Giving all the excuses in the book for her piss poor writing. Your aversion to the correction about your letter is the very reason why your daughter is struggling in school, because you don't want correction. See, people who actually like to grow, first of all, they're not going to say things like, I'm smart, you guys. I'm smart. I'm so smart. People who are actually smart never say that because there's so much for us to learn. You will never hear somebody that's actually intelligent utter those words. It's always a slow person that's cosplaying as intelligent saying something as silly as that. Because if you're not slow, you wouldn't have to tell us. We would be able to see it. You wouldn't have to tell us over and over again, I'm not slow. I'm not slow. Who are you trying to convince? Because you can't convince us, because the proof is in the pudding, and the pudding is slow. Your reaction to people pointing out the flaws in your letter is the very reason why you crashed out over the report card in the first damn place. You know that letter was messed up. but you're mad at people for pointing out the things that were incorrect, even though you knew the letter was jacked up. Getting on here saying, we want the positive feedback. Please give us the positive feedback. Let me translate that for you. That just means you want us to blow smoke up your ass, kiss you on the forehead, and tell you how special you are when you've done nothing to earn it. That's what you want. You don't want actual correction. And see, this is why we need to bring back tough love, because we got a lot of snowflakes running around here that can't take criticism. That's why you'll see them in my comment section. I'm sure there'll be a few in this video crashing out, saying that I'm being mean. Why you gotta say it like that? Bring back tough love. Without it, everything is subpar. Everything is below the level. Doing all this gentle, let me just zhuzh it up, fluff it up. You're not going to get the meat and potatoes of an argument if it's filled with fluff. I need to tell you what it is straightforward so you know exactly what you need to work on. They can't handle that type of direct communication. And that's why they can't grow. Because every single time someone is direct with them and tells them exactly what needs to be fixed, they get emotional, they get triggered. This is the participation trophy effect. You want all the accolades without actually earning it, without actually being at standard or above the standard, but you want a trophy. This will be the decline of the world, not even just America, of the entire world.
At this point, you guys are really starting to really piss me off because I never once said my child was failing. Not once. Like all the other sections, she had 3s and some she had 2s in. That was the only section she had 1s in, which deserved a 2. So like, what the fuck are y'all even talking about? Like, it's mad annoying, honestly. Like, get your head out of your ass and find something else safe to do because, like I said, I never said one time my child was failing. It just was the handwriting area. It was all 1s. And like I said in the last video, they said when they looked at the paperwork and everything else, yeah, it's supposed to be a 2. Like, are you slow? Like, wasn't nobody just doing something to compliment me? They went over the shit with me today in school, and this is what the fuck was said.
And I think that he knows that.
Like, what are y'all not getting?
Someone else will argue.
This goes back to what I was talking about when I said she lacks self-awareness. I'm so smart, but you keep posting videos making it worse. If you were smart, you would have stopped. First of all, you wouldn't have started with videos in the first place. Like, let's just say that. If you were actually an intelligent human being, you would not have posted the first video in the first place. You would have been busy working with your daughter to get her penmanship up to par. You would have been working with your daughter rather than running to the internet to complain that your daughter got a lower grade, even though that grade matched her ability. Asking if we're slow, but you're not self-aware enough to see that you bullied the school into raising the grade, make it make sense. See, the problem is we got a lot of slow people running around and they are having children and they're raising those children and those children are at a deficit because their parents were at a deficit. And it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. There has to be some type of intervention because this cannot keep happening or else we are going to end up in full-blown idiocracy. Talking about the plants like electric lights. We're so close to that, you guys. We are so close to that, closer than we thought. We need to pack this up.
Morning. The children that George Bush said we could not leave behind, they are procreating and they are making children, and I am scared about it. The reason why I say that is because I ran across a post last night and the young lady was complaining because her daughter made all 1s. I will put screenshots on the screen. I'm not going to tag her because sis she not clocked in. She not paying attention, okay? She made a post saying that her daughter received all 1s on her handwriting and her work. The way that she is comprehending, she's saying that my daughter can write. Her handwriting is neat. Baby, the teacher is not telling you that she got sloppy handwriting. The teacher is telling you that she does not know how to write in the proper way. She doesn't comprehend that her name is a proper name, a proper noun, and she needs to capitalize her name and capitalize the first letter of her name and lowercase the other letters. She doesn't understand that there needs to be a space between her first and her last name. She doesn't understand that she needs to hold her pencil in a proper manner, and that's the reason why children have to show that they can write in a proper manner, is so that way they can show that they have fine motor skills. The pinchers, okay? Keep that thought. She then proceeds to triple down and make videos cussing people out, and then she says she wrote a letter to the school. Okay. She wrote a letter, and within the first sentence of the letter, I said, oh, the apple did not fall far from the tree. Okay. I put it up there. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree because you, as a 28-year-old high school graduate, you don't even know how to format a letter. You don't know how to format a letter. You don't know how to use proper, what's the word I'm looking for? Proper punctuation. Boom. You don't know how to use proper punctuation. And you are telling us that the teacher is wrong. And then she doubled down by going to the school and they changed it to a 2. See, the problem with that is they changed it without the baby actually getting the help that she needs. They changed it just because the parent complained. They did not change it because she performed. The children that George Bush left behind are having children, and we are going to breed another round of children that need to be left behind. And this is what I was talking about with the post that I made a while ago about how the Department of Education is changing, and that is a problem for parents, because parents will be responsible for teaching their children. But if you are a product of the No Child Left Behind, you can't teach your kid because you were barely taught. I'm scared for y'all. This is not a good time to have children. This is not a good time. Okay, bye.
Sis cooked. She got that crooked staple in her nose, but she cooked. No lies detected.
The children that George Bush said we could not leave behind, they are procreating and they are making...
Like, are y'all serious? Like, I am not fucking slow. Y'all got me fucked up. Like, for real, y'all really, really, really pissing me the fuck off. Because, bitch, what you mean the children that aren't supposed to be left behind? I'm not one of them, bitch. I'm smart as fuck. I don't care what y'all talking about me writing a fucking letter wrong or whatever. Woo-doo-woo. I don't give a fuck. At the time, I was upset. I wrote it how I wanted to write it. Just like I was writing a fucking text message, long-ass text message to somebody that I'm fussing with. So, like, why are y'all dragging this shit acting like I'm just fucking slow as hell? Because I'm not fucking slow. I'm smart as fuck. I never had bad grades in school. I passed all my classes. No, my mom didn't used to come to the school and do no extra ass shit, but I didn't go to her school and do no extra ass shit either. I went there concerned about my child. I know that her fucking name wasn't spaced out. I understand that she had capital letters and lowercase letters in her name. I understand all of that. What I was saying was, on the rubric, it explained, 1, not meeting standards, 2, kind of meeting standards but need more, more help, and 3 was like, she was meeting standards. So in my eyes, I feel like my baby, of course she needs more help, of course she needs practice, of course she needs somebody else, somebody to be on her about her handwriting. I wasn't saying that it deserved an A+. That's not what I said. Y'all are really just like dragging it. Like what the fuck is really wrong with y'all? This shit is mad fucking annoying. Cause y'all sitting here twisting shit and twisting my fucking words, and I never fucking said none of that shit. I know that Koya needs to practice on a lot of things. Do with her writing and shit like that. I'm not saying that she's the perfect writer. I'm not saying that she wrote that shit correctly. What I was saying was, that's what I feel like she deserved, because she was she got it. You know what I'm saying? She got it. She answered, she got it down pat, but she's writing her name, and I'm understanding that the teacher understood it. The principal understood what she was writing. Like, I'm confused. Like, y'all really dragging this shit. Like, I'm so annoyed. Y'all sit here going viral off something that I posted. Like, girl, you just wanted to have something to say. Like, you could have commented and just said what you had to say. Bitch, you should have tagged my name. Honestly. The fuck?
I'm smart as fuck. I'm smart as fuck. Sis, okay. The fact that you wrote the letter to the teacher like a fussy text message lets us know you're slow. Why in the hell would you write a fussy text message to the teacher of your child? That should have been a professional email or a professional letter. The fact that you didn't even know that you should write professionally to your child's teacher lets us know exactly where your mind is. You know, and the fact that you're saying we're dragging it is crazy work because you're the one who keeps posting. How are we dragging it when you keep on posting? Sis, you're the one dragging it. This could have been over and done with if you never responded. But see, slow people, they don't get that. And this is another part. Black women, we always want to have the last word. And that's to our own detriment. And that's part of what you're seeing here. This need to have the last word. So I'm just going to keep posting videos, and then tell y'all you're dragging it. Girl, get an effing clue. But I doubt she'll get a clue because as we can see, going through her videos, just pulled a few of them. This is one of those booty shaking, doing it for the gram, twerking for the TikTok type of moms. Like, do you expect anything else? You're getting on here telling us how smart you are, but the lie detector detected that this was a damn lie. Just looking at your TikTok profile, I already know what type of gutter trash we're dealing with. And I hate to say that, I really do. It's not like I find joy. Like, I really don't. Every single time I get on here and I'm reacting to other black folks and they acting a fool, making the rest of us look silly, especially with that damn smoke alarm, it's disheartening. All of this is disheartening. But you can't tell nobody like this anything because you give them any ounce of correction and they will lose their That's the very reason why the school just went ahead and changed the grade. You see how she's responding to the comments? You see how she's responding with these videos? That's the type of energy she's bringing to the school. So what do you expect? What do you expect? I am curious to hear you guys' thoughts down below. How do you feel about this whole situation? Do you agree with me where it's like, damn, the bar is all the way in hell and we need to get this literacy crisis under control? Or do you agree with the mom where it's like, I am curious to hear you guys' thoughts down below. If you like the video, like the video. The more you interact with it, the more it gets pushed out into the algorithm. Also, hype the video. I may or may not have that function. If you're feeling a little extra generous, the link is in the description to buy your girl a coffee. Thank y'all so much, and I will see y'all with the next one. Deuces.